cookie. Latest gossip, television shows, yeah, you know I'm spilling. Reading them documents, facts don't lie. Tune in, drop it in the chat, don't be shy. And let's talk about it. Welcome to Tater Tot Lane, come ride with me. Hot tea, real talk, yeah, that's the key. So tune in, let's talk about it.
Hey y'all, moles, what y'all doing? Whew, child, I just got out the shower. Y'all mind your business. Okay, let me cut this fan on before I melt. Whew, okay. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing today? Hey, Miss Bridget J914. Happy Friday to you, y'all. It's Cookie birthday. Say happy birthday to Cookie. Child, let me show y'all Cookie. Told you took your little clothes off. She got a little hat and a sundress. Say, hey, y'all, moms. Say, it's my birthday. Get on over there and mind your business, Cookie. I don't care how old you is. Hey, Miss Shaw. Hey, Kelly Davis. What is going on, y'all? Whew. Let's get into the topics today because we have a lot to discuss. Let me see if I have this. I might do a pre-record on that. Hey, lies and more lies. I might have to do a pre-record on that because I wanted to show Paulette has sent me this video about Warren and one of his many lies, okay, that he's been telling on this good old intranet. And one of the videos was talking about his mother being on the island. And I have from Gentleman's Den, he had the screenshots of the messages that Warren's mother posted to somebody on Facebook. I think it was like July 5th. Hey, thoughts of a Stoop, Queen B. Hey, Queen B. Hey, Stoop. How you doing? It was the mother was talking about asking a person, can they take her son's picture down and all this shit and all that stuff. But and you know the mother name is Katie as well. Not Cookie for the little treats. Cookie, you got a little super chat. Miss Bridget J said happy birthday. Cha. Happy birthday, my Cookie. Aw. Cookie, you partying tomorrow? She want to say thank you. Say thank you moms. Thank you. Cookie, can you look the people in the eye and tell them thank you? Instead of sitting up here trying to look away, won't look in the camera like you lying. It is your birthday, correct? Say, you should know, motherfucker, you had me. Watch your mouth. And call your daddy and see what time he come to pick you up to celebrate. Because I'm about sick of you. Child. Get back in there. Better not go nowhere until your daddy get here. Don't get smart.
All I really want to see is us. I don't really need a D, I need us. All a bad bitch need is us.
Yeah, still got a whole little tube. Hurt. Yeah, diva she is, child. I'm not fooling with her. She too high maintenance for me. She got to go live with her daddy. Okay? She old enough to make the decision. But back to this damn commentary. So Warren's mother name is Katie also. Let's keep that in mind. I'm starting to believe it might not even be a real motherfucking Katie. It just might be his damn mammy. Okay? Because it's too much fishy shit going on. But the mama and the daddy and them did an interview today on a panel on that National Association of, I think, Black Journalists panel, and or the news or something like that. And they told the whole story. Hey, Shade in the city. Y'all make sure y'all check out that channel 4. Y'all Beyond the Gates. They do Raising Canaan. I think this is the last season though. She do Housewives. We did Love After Lockup this season. And I still gotta post my TikToks, y'all. Do not know I haven't did the final season finale of Love After Lockup, and I need to do it because this will complete the whole season that I finally did the whole fucking season. Okay, so you know what? I seen that, and then I seen another post, and I opened that up, and then I had to hop in the shower to get on here. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out, see what's going on. Okay. But thank you for pulling up on your girl Trees, child. And tell Cookie happy birthday. Period. So the mother was like, the time that she said that Nolan had, I mean that not Nolan, that me either. The time frame that the mother Katie gave, that Warren supposed to allegedly had last seen Nolan, is different than the accounts that he was saying. It's different than what his stepmother was saying. And the mother was on the island that day. Warren's mother was on the island that day. So we got to get into it. But maybe the third part of the interview with the 3-line mice, I might have to do that Sunday. Tomorrow we gonna be partying, and I gotta make like gumbo greens and shit. My auntie in town, and oh yes, we do. Okay, I got you. Toxic Love Story. What was that other one with the girl that stole the baby? We might have to do that one too. But yeah, I want to, hey, did him. I want to talk about it because she put this shit in writing, and it's very different than what the fuck Warren has said. Okay, it's very different than what Warren said. He said he last seen him at 3. On the messages, his mama said 5. And if they was going off that on the boat and all that type of shit, where the mama get 5 from? And she was on the island with them that day. And from what I'm hearing, I haven't watched the new interview, but I've been seeing a couple people clips. Warren was saying that he had tried to call his mother like 8 times that day on the island. But Christine and Elmore, they about to debunk all this. Okay. So let me get into that real quick. What we got here? Boom. I got this from Chronicle Speaks channel. One second. Let's speed it up a little bit. I know I want to share my screen. Y'all see Didham in here finally out of rehab. Mm-hmm. Well, where your best friend Brownie at, Didham? Because she already know what's the deal.
So Nolan, is and was an incredible, just incredible soul. He was the person who, no matter where you were in life, or what was going on, he was going to be your biggest cheerleader. And I can attest to that because after COVID, my sister was like, oh, you should do social media. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to do social media. I like to just watch others. And then Nolan was like, no, Mom, you should do it. I'll help you with the videos. I got you. And, just anytime I was like, oh, I just really don't want to do this anymore, Nolan was like, no, Mama, you haven't posted today. And I'm like, I don't want to post. I'm tired. Yeah. But, that's the kind of person he was. He was God-fearing, God-loving. That boy had faith beyond measure. He was just a bright light. And he was our bright light. As far as that day goes, I went to work and he was making salmon. So he was FaceTiming me as I'm trying to see patients kind of in between, of course, not answering the phone in the room. And he's
See, it's sad that she even got to explain it like that because they reported this lady's license. They reported her to the nursing licensing board. And then it did it anonymous. Couldn't even be a fucking real person or about that life and post it with their name because they knew they did it anonymous because they're just trying to harass her.
Like, hey, Mama, how does this look? Is this enough season? Like, what am I supposed to do with this? And I was like, okay. I was like, you don't have to do that. And he's like, no, I'm going to take care of it. I was like, okay, sure.
And first of all, I didn't even know that you can do an anonymous complaint. Is it anonymous to the person that's getting the complaint? Because it has to be something where the person that is making the complaint, the board has to know who the fuck that person is to even legitimize this shit.
And so he finishes cooking, get home. He's like, yeah, what you know about this? And he was, guys, when I tell you, he loved to joke. Like, he was just one of those people. He wanted everyone around him to smile, be happy, feel comfortable and accepted. And that is the kind of person God made him. Us as parents, we definitely had that influence.
And that was what this lady said about him, that her son, I guess the son lived with the father. And I guess he was considering coming there to Ocean Springs to live with her. And he was going to go and test out the school. So he shadowed Nolan at the school. He was younger than Nolan, but Nolan showed him around. They exchanged numbers. They kept in touch even after the boy decided not to, move there with the mom and go to the school. But he left a lasting impression on that lady and her son, because the lady said she just was more hurt when they found out that Nolan, they had found him deceased, that, she was really tore up. And she said her son was too, but it really got to this lady that she shared that story about him. She said that her son talked about how kind Nolan was to him. He didn't make him, Nolan was like, this big jock, this big football player and stuff like that, popular and everything like that. And her son was, maybe like a little wimpy kid, nerdy and stuff like that. But Nolan didn't treat him any type of different. He still stayed in touch with the boy even after the shadowing of that day on Snap and everything, because the lady said that when she told him that Nolan was missing, he tried to snap Nolan. Y'all make sure y'all hitting the like button on this video, subscribing to the channel, and all of the good things. Hit the reaction button, share this mo if you would like, okay?
Nolan was just naturally a peacemaker. Yeah. And so, yeah, after that, it was, 8, and then he got ready to go. He did his normal, hugged us up. I love you, Mom. I was like, be safe, knowing this was going to be his last weekend before going back to school because football was starting, the summer.
And this turned out to be his last weekend of his entire life.
Training was starting, and this was his second year at Southwest. And so we knew this was going to be a big year for him. Dad and him had been training and doing all these things and really just kind of sitting with him and letting him know, like, hey, we're going to the next stage in your life as well as, your football career. So the focus was there, and he was ready.
So he leaves that day.
He leaves that day with, he drives his car, and he told us kind of a general, like, hey, we're going to go to the island. Like, we knew that, staying at Jack's house. And Jack's was a friend I think we've met in passing before. And that's the thing, I always say there's a difference in meeting someone, knowing of someone, and then knowing someone. Knowing implies that we've sat down, we've had discussions about your hopes, your dreams, knowing you, okay, hey, he stayed the night at my house, which Wyatt, one of his friends, he had stayed at our house a couple of times. And then Jack's, again, that was one I just maybe saw in passing a few times. There was only a handful of young men that we actually knew, like he grew up with. And when I say grew up, I'm saying from like first grade, they've known each other all through high school now that they're graduated. And that would be like Jalen and Javon, LeBaron. Those are kids that we knew. So it's been hard seeing all this kind of play out.
Yeah.
And, these are people that he considered friends.
Yes. Dad, I want to ask you, because it was Warren Hudson, one of the people that he traveled with, who called to alert you all that Nolan was missing.
Yes.
So we know at 5:44, the boat returns, Nolan is not there. At 11 p.m., he calls to say Nolan is missing. I wonder if either of you, whoever wants to answer, what happened in those few hours that prompted Warren to be concerned?
I'm not quite sure what would prompt him to be concerned, but
that part right there. Thank you, Astute. That part, because again, if y'all left him and he was so lovey-dovey with Katie, why wouldn't y'all think that he was GTD that night, getting the damn draws? Why would y'all be like, he's missing? Missing from who? Y'all know who he stayed with, so what is going on?
all I can say is what I did that day. So me and my sister, we made an order of pancit, which is a Filipino noodle dish for one of our friends. They were having a big family get together, and we really didn't have anything planned for the 4th. So me and my sister are, cleaning up, and this is about 8. And she's like, hey, Nolan hasn't texted us. And that was the thing. Nolan was really big with communication with us, right? And so I call him, doesn't answer. I end the call. Call back, and this is probably, I think, maybe around 8. Don't quote me on the times, guys. Mm-hmm. So then I call again later around 8, still no answer. And then I want to say I called one more time, and I think that was at 10:48. So I'm in the kitchen, my phone rings now. This is probably early 11 o'clock, somewhere around there.
They were panicking because they seen her calling, and they like, damn, because my thing is, since y'all had his phone, why didn't y'all just answer when she kept calling the phone? Like, oh, Nolan stayed on the island. He with a girl on the island. He not with us right now, but whatever happened, we got his phone.
Phone rings when I make it back to the phone, and I'm like, whose number is this? Because, we get weird phone calls sometimes. They didn't leave a message. Number pops back up. I pick up the phone because it says maybe Warren. And I'm like, Warren? So this is 11:07. That's per my cell phone records. So I answered the phone. He's like, hey, Miss Christine, have you seen or talked to Nolan? I said, no. Why? He should be with you guys. And he said, oh, no. Well, when we went to the island, there was a girl named Katie that he met, and he had decided to stay behind. I said, what? Because we know our child. And Nolan isn't one to be like, oh, well, I'm just going to throw caution to the wind, and I'm going to stay here with this girl that I just met. So I'm on the phone with him. Now I'm in a panic. I'm running into my room. Elmore was in bed watching a different movie, and I'm like frantic. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, Nolan is missing. I'm trying to pull up the GPS as I'm talking to him. And at some point he tells me that, I was like, well, his phone says GPS Life 360, not Snapchat.
Right.
Life 360 says that he's on land. And he was like, well, no, I mean, we have his phone.
That right there might have been the moment that motherfucker got cussed out. You pigeon face ass bastard. What the fuck then why the fuck is you calling me talking about have I heard from him and you got his damn phone? So y'all been seeing me call him all damn day?
And I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, okay. Because at that point, you're telling me, this is coming from Warren, don't worry about it. We're going to find him. It's going to be okay. Don't tell me not to worry. This is my child,
right,
my flesh and blood that I brought into this world. And you're telling me not to worry. Absolutely not. So then it was after the phone call ended, of course, asking him for information. What was he wearing? He was like, last seen, Northwest tip, black shorts, sunglasses. That's important. So I end up calling DMR, spoke with the DMR. She took all the
For our audience.
So they gave her a wrong description of his shorts intentionally. But y'all, again, keep that thought in y'all head about her doing social media. They didn't bank on her social media presence being the reason why this shit went viral. Yeah, don't he look like a damn, I don't know what that boy looked like, okay? A Thundercat, Bobcat, that's just an ugly ass boy. I just can't.
DMR.
So DMR is because he went missing on the island. They are basically the marine people, right? They're the ones who's going to launch the boats to go into the water and all that. But before getting off the phone with Warren, he was like, hey, I know some people at Coast Guard. I said, okay. He's like, I'm gonna call Coast Guard, you call DMR. Get on the phone with DMR. I give the young lady the information and she tells me, hey, you know, I got this. Let me call you back. Cause she was like, I'm not sure if this is going to be in our jurisdiction, essentially. So then she calls back and she tells me, okay, yeah, you know, we spoke with Coast Guard. And I'm like, okay, but they're like, this isn't our jurisdiction. You have to contact the city of Ocean Springs. I said, okay, hang up the phone, call in Ocean Springs Police Department. They say, hey, you have to physically come down and give a report. I said, okay. So on our way, because we don't live that far from the police station, on our way there, I was like, well, let me stop by the hospital because there's a hospital that's maybe 5 minutes up the road from our house. Stop by there. I'm like, hey, have you guys seen this kid? Has he been brought in? The lady's like, no, ma'am. You know, we hadn't. I said, okay, thank you. Run out. We go to the police department, get to the police station. And the officer basically says, again, this is out of our jurisdiction. And at that point, I'm like, my God, who am I supposed to talk to? Who is supposed to help me with this? So then he said, it's going to be, you would have to call DMR. I was like, we've already called DMR. DMR said it's not in their jurisdiction. So we end up, I think at some point I had called Jackson County Sheriff's Office. Yeah. So she calls back and she's like, hey, are you there? I said, yes, we're here, but he's telling us the same thing you guys told us, which is no, we can't take it. She gets on the phone with a police officer. Now, this is Jackson County Sheriff's Department speaking with the Ocean Springs Police Department. Ocean Springs Police Department is saying, this is why we can't take this information. She says, okay. He gives me the phone back.
I was saying that they were trying to give her the runaround because they had already talked to the what do you call it? The police and all that stuff. Remember the police was dispatched at Ashley Cole's house, at Warren's step-parents' house, stepmama and daddy house. So why was they giving Christine the runaround? But Warren telling her he got a hookup for the Coast Guards. Y'all got a hookup for the Coast Guards. But when y'all boat was sinking, y'all didn't call the Coast Guard? You couldn't call your hookup? I mean, it's just fucking strange. And I want to know, what was the name of Bart's boat? Because I know Wyatt had two boats, the Palm Beach and then the Titan, right? So what was the name of Bart's boat? And the boat that Warren's supposed to have hooked up to that damn thing. So it looked like, Warren, your parents had boats too. Because your mammy and them was on the damn island. And if you gave a fuck that damn bad, y'all asses would have been out there that fucking night, taking them out there that night. But y'all didn't want to do that because y'all knew he wasn't out there.
supposed to help me with this? So then he said, it's going to be, you would have to call DMR. I was like, we've already called DMR. DMR said it's not in their jurisdiction. So we end up, I think at some point I had called Jackson County Sheriff's Office. Yeah. So she calls back and she's like, hey, are you there? I say, yes, we're here. But he's telling us the same thing you guys told us, which is no, we can't take it. She gets on the phone with a police officer. Now this is Jackson County Sheriff's Department speaking with the Ocean Springs Police Department. Ocean Springs Police Department is saying, this is why we can't take this information. She says, okay. He gives me the phone back and she's like, okay, I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to take the information. And that was, we met an officer. It was after midnight. Right? Yeah, somewhere after midnight, met him in the McDonald's parking lot, gave him the information. He was just like, okay, thanks. That I was like, like, where is the urgency?
That part. And this right here, this is playing into the race part, because why is there no urgency? But Warren them can call y'all and y'all come right there, this and that. The judge, Warren, your stepmother is a judge. Why is it that she couldn't call them and throw her weight around like y'all called them to come to y'all fucking house? So now we about to see too, well, not in this one, but we might see why the police came to their motherfucking house. But my thing is that y'all saying that Nolan was like y'all brother and this and that. So that means that since your mother is a fucking judge, y'all got all these high profile people in y'all community that's connected to y'all. Why are none of these people trying to get with the fucking sheriff's department to put some fire on their ass to find out what the fuck happened to her son or to y'all brother?
And so, as far as we know, there were no boats on the water that night. We actually, his high school football coach, Coach Bramlett, texted Elmore that morning. He said, hey man, I got a boat. Because again, we don't have boats. Let me make that very clear. We do not have a boat. We're not boating people. We don't do water like that. Okay. So Coach Bramlett's like, hey, I got a boat. So we was like, great, let's go. We're on the water. We go out there. We walk the island. Cell phone works perfectly fine. I actually had almost an entire conversation with my grandmother who was in a panic as we're walking this island looking for anything.
I just want to pause there. The cell phone worked fine because in the reporting, there's been so much reporting that there's poor cell phone reception. And this is some of the disputes that we have about that night. Dad, feel free to jump in here because they're saying he met this young lady, Katie, and that he stayed back. According to the reporting, Katie is saying no. He said he was going to go with his friends. According to the reporting, the friends say, no, he left us his phone because there was no reception. Dad, have you found any consistencies? Have you spoken directly with any of his friends?
Well, the first inconsistency was you called me and tell me my son stayed on the island to talk to a girl. My son would never do that. That's not in his character. I didn't raise none of my kids to do that. The second thing is you say he doesn't have his phone. He doesn't leave his phone. I would wake up sometimes in the morning and Nolan would have his phone here right in my face. And I'm waking up cussing the fussing like, boy, you don't get the camera on my face. And he just laughing and giggling and stuff like that. So there's twice. To me, there's two lies that told me as a father. Like I said, we went on the island. And actually a classmate of mine called me that morning as we were going out to the island with Nolan's coach. He's like 40 miles away. He calls me, hey man, I got the boat. Me and my boys, we're gonna go out there and help you look. I didn't call him, he called me. And we're gonna start on this end. I said, well, we're probably gonna start on the other end. So
see this, and this is his coach, his friends, but yet his brothers that y'all had damn 3, 4, 5 damn boats deep going out to the Horn Island just the day before. Y'all couldn't scrape up not one motherfucking boat to go find y'all brother.
Me, my wife, Coach Bramlett, and a high school classmate of mine were the only we were the first ones out there looking. Like I said, we docked the boat, got out the boat, walked on the island. She had a whole conversation with her grandmother on the island, got back on the boat, went back around the island. I guess that would be the north side, facing the Gulf of Mexico. I get another phone call So my phone worked fine. So this whole thing about not having phone service, I don't know. I don't know if it's the carrier or what, but ours worked fine. I think that was around maybe 8 o'clock.
Yeah, because we finished up
Who
around.
was it? Jackson County or
Jackson County Sheriff
finally showed up.
Yeah.
A couple of boats, they finally showed up. By that time, I was like, he's not out here. I was more focused that he was at someone's house.
That was
So that's where my hopes and feelings were. So we left. The county stayed out there. My friend, he stayed out there because he called. He was like, well, we're gonna stay out here a little bit longer. I said, okay, I appreciate it. So we leave. Then I would say maybe a couple hours later, my friend calls me back. He said, well, we're gonna give it and go, but he said, look, I can gas the boat back up, and if you want to go back out there, we can go back out there. I said, I don't want to go back out to the island. I have a feeling that he's not there, and I don't want to go back to the island. So he said, well, if you do, we can go right now. I said, don't worry about it. I appreciate you coming out there. But he said at that time that helicopters were out there, more Coast Guard, more people were out there. So we get back on there, and as far as the keys, was that night? Or was it
that was that night.
That was the night to call. Okay, let me back up. As far as getting the car back, after we gave our report to Jackson County, the sheriff department that night, we were trying to figure out who to get a report to. We had a friend in the family that located his phone. We wasn't there to get the phone, but apparently there was some kind of friction with getting his phone.
Yeah.
We don't know what the friction
so
was.
The phone and the key were at the same location, which was Jack's house.
Okay.
And again, all of these kids share their location.
Okay, so we got that answered now. So the phone and the keys were retrieved from the same location. And all of this was at Jax's house, which is strange that Warren is being more vocal about everything when the mama said she didn't even know who the fuck Warren really was. Like, she knew Wyatt and Jax, like, in passing and shit like that. But I don't know. This is just is weird.
On Snapchat. And so she was like, hey, I can go pick his phone up, not thinking that his car is there, which she stopped everything she was doing, her and the
But apparently there was some kind of friction with getting his phone.
Yeah.
We don't
And
know
it
what the
was
friction
so
was.
the phone and the key were at the same location, which was Jack's house.
Okay.
And again, all of these kids share their locations on Snapchat. And so she was like, hey, I can go pick his phone up, not thinking that his car is there, which she stopped everything she was doing. Her and the boys, they went out. Like, we were all out searching for him that night. And yeah, like Elmore was saying, there was an issue, some type of friction. The cops ended up coming and they left. And so then kind of the same thing when we came to pick up the key, Elmore went up there asking for the key, didn't know where the key was. And all of a sudden we know where the key is.
But see, this is another thing that bothered me too. When we got to the house, it was some of his other friends were there, and they were, beating on the door like, we're Nolan there, beating on the door trying to get in the house. So I walk up to the door and I'm calming them down because, for one, okay, you're loud. Two, you're in these people's house. So if you take these people's house up, that's gonna be a whole nother issue.
I wonder, was the boys that came there and was beating on that motherfucker door like, motherfucker, where the fuck is Nolan? Those boys that was in the in that TikTok at the funeral, that was all dressed in like black, look like black suits or whatever. I wonder, was it those boys from that football team?
So about that. And three, I need you guys to calm down. I need them to kind of trust me as being an adult so I can get something out of them. So I get them out the house, and then Jax finally comes down the stairs, I guess, in the room. Harold messed up like he just woke up, whatever. I said,
so your brother is missing, but yet you in the house chilling, just woke up? It's giving weird. It's giving weird.
look, I said, I'm Nolan's father. His car's outside. I need to get his car and all his personal effects that may be left over here. And he goes, oh man, Nolan was like my brother. I said, Nolan was like my brother. I said, well, if Nolan was like your brother, would you please go and get everything of his so I can get his car, I can go home. He goes, oh man, Nolan was like my brother. I said, look, I'm Nolan's father. His car's outside. I need to get his car and all his personal effects that may be left over here. And he goes, oh man, Nolan was like my brother.
Now y'all see that? Y'all see that? Let me make this bigger for y'all because I want to make sure that y'all see this part and hear this part. Do y'all see what he just said? Let me move to a comment. Hey, Miss Mary. Let me get off the screen too. And he goes, Nolan was like my brother. The same thing that I showed y'all today. Let me share this one. So the daddy ain't lying that he said this.
I mean, that was our brother. I mean, straight up. That's what I told his dad the night that he came over to my house. He was like, blah, blah, saying something. I was like, dude, that was my brother. Like, and you know that. He knows that. We were picking him up every single day. He never, the night that he came over to my house, he was like, blah, blah, saying something. I was like, dude, that was my brother. Like, and you know that. He knows that.
And Jax, I'm going to tell your pencil head ass as well. You a lucky motherfucker that man didn't realize what you actually said that day. You're a lucky motherfucker because I think with him and them fucking boys out there, y'all would have needed the corner out that bitch, not just the fucking police. If Elmore would have realized what he said that and referred to Nolan in the past tense in that moment, it would have got dangerous out there. Hey, Miss Political Junkie. It would have got dangerous out there. Yes, those boys that came about to kick that fucking dough in, those were Nolan's real friends.
I said, Nolan was like my brother. I said, well, if Nolan was like your brother, would you please go and get everything of his so I can get his car, I can go home. So he walks off. 2 or 3 minutes later, he come back. I don't see the keys.
That's disrespectful.
Okay. So I leave out the house, go back outside, stand by the car. During that time, one of the guys that was in the house, one of the other friends, he was on the phone with a girl who was apparently there with them earlier that day. And she was telling him that his keys was on top of the Xbox in his room. So he goes back up to the door by himself. And we're still out by the car. And lo and behold, here comes the keys. So now to me, you lied to me 3 times. I don't believe nothing that you tell me.
Period, motherfucker. Don't come texting me and shit. And my thing is too, since y'all know that y'all brother is missing, y'all ain't telling y'all damn parents and shit. Why your parents not coming out there to talk to them and see what's going on or see what y'all can do about finding him and any of this shit? Exactly, Miss Shar. I don't want to hear brother not another motherfucking time because this is some bullshit. Was Miss Political Junkie. He referred to him in the past tense in that fucking in his own words, he said it, and also in Elmore words. Elmore just said, he said, well, Nolan was like a brother to me. And again, he's lucky that he wasn't in his right state of mind that night and paid attention to what he said, because I believe if Elmore would have heard him and realized that he referred to his son in the past tense, things would have got motherfucking real bad out that bitch. That's just what I believe personally. And I also believe that's why they keep on attacking his mother, because y'all see how docile she is, soft-spoken. They can't chalk it up and she cussing people out. She being a hood rat. She being ghetto. They can't do none of that shit. And they trying to bring that motherfucker out of Elmore. They trying to bring it out of Elmore to be going through Christine. They trying to get that out of him. But they got Crumpnum on the case. They not even letting it happen. They're not letting it happen. And they gonna keep doing this shit to where she gonna be able to sue them even for emotional distress.
And this is Jax.
This is Jax.
And eventually he does give you the keys.
Yeah, eventually give me
But there
the
was
keys.
friction getting the keys.
Yes. So from when you tell me my son is on left still on the island with a girl, 2, you have his phone. And 3, you don't give me the keys when I ask. I don't know any father who would believe. There's just, if one of my friends did that, I'm gonna be cordial with you, but I'm gonna watch you. And I just,
Ben, I want to ask you, because I'm hearing these two parents who essentially had to become search and rescue or law enforcement, looking for their own child with such a lack of urgency on behalf of law enforcement. Obviously, we're talking to Black journalists. We can't ignore the ugly racial history of Mississippi. I looked into the demographics of the Jackson County Sheriff Department. It's quite asymmetrical, but also just the general attitude and the lack of value when it comes to Black life. Does this sound like a normal process for when an 18-year-old goes missing to you? What holes have you seen in your looking into this case?
Tiffany, that was the question that Christine and Elmore had when they first called us. They wanted the truth of what happened to their 18-year-old son, Nolan Wells. And they had concerns whether they were going to get a fair and impartial investigation. And from that day to this one, it has been the same objective, to have truth, transparency, and find out what happened to Nolan. They said, we want a thorough investigation, because when they found Nolan, they expressed to me that the sheriff had already said no foul play. And they was like, no, my son, he knows how to swim. Our son is a college athlete. Our son is in great shape. We don't believe that he just drowned and nobody knows nothing.
And that's the silly part, that they even, again, even if it was a drowning, why nobody seen the shit? Like, it doesn't account for the conflicting stories of who he was last with. And then just so happened he's dead and deceased and or drowned, and nobody know nothing, nobody seen nothing. Like, did he drown when when y'all was telling him to go on the boat and he said no, he was going with Katie, and Katie walked off and thought he was getting on the boat with y'all, and then he just drowned? I cannot. So let me share this here video. I haven't seen this, but this was sent to me by Diddum. That's in the chat currently. Hey, Diddum. Let me see. It's a TikTok. Let's see here.
Ended up at
See if I can put it right.
Jax's grandparents' house. That's where they all stayed that weekend, and so that's why Nolan's keys were over there. They had to have been at the grandparents' house, who mysteriously never showed up during any of these confrontations. Somehow the phone had gone from the party that they were all at to Jax's place, and then Warren left after a phone call to Morgan. According to them, 10 to 15 people showed up and just walked into Jax's house and demanded the phone. Wyatt gave the address in which the boat was at. They all start migrating over there. Then Morgan and Wyatt and another friend are tracking their 360s and seeing that they're going over to Wyatt's house. Then they call 911 to tell them that the police are on the way to his house. Then they're searching the boat, and then they come back to Jax's house around 1 o'clock in the morning, according to him. Mind you, that's when they explain to the police about their friend being missing. And so then the report says at 1:38 in the morning, the Jackson County Sheriff's Office say that they spoke to several of the friends that were on the vessel with Nolan, saying that he was in the company of an unknown female. But Morgan, Jax, and Warren all claimed that they did not travel to the island on the same boat as Nolan. So who did they talk to? Because it sounds to me like they had told the police that they were on the same boat as him. Keeping in mind that this is what Warren told Miss Christine.
Named Katie. And so then it turned into, Katie is also missing. No one can find her. And the explanation of no one knows this Katie, like we've never met her.
And Tristan said this.
I was talking on my other buddy's phone, talking to Warren. He was dialing Coast Guard because he hung up the phone and was like, hey, this is them, bye, and hung up the phone. And that was the last time I talked to him.
Mind you, Tristan is friends with Katie. They are mutuals. I have confirmed this. So now that we've got that timeline fucking straight, let's back up to something that Warren said during this interview.
If you're motivated enough to do it, yeah. Like, I made a phone call to my mom, and I had to call her like 8 times before she picked up, because either her service was bad, because she was on the back side of the aisle on the south side, or my service was bad, and it was just hard to get through.
Do y'all see that?
Why the fuck would you need to be calling your mama 8 times? And she was on the island.
Let me play it again slower for you.
Either her service was bad because she was on the back side of the aisle on the south side, or my service was bad, and it was just hard to get through.
Oh no. Not only did Warren confirm that his mom was on the south side of the island, but Warren himself said that if you're motivated enough, you can call somebody. I tried calling my mom 8 times. Yet this is what he said last time.
A little off the island, you have cell coverage, and even on the island, like I called my mom when we were on the island, it was fine.
So which is it? Did you call your mom with ease, or did you try to call her 8 times because you were motivated to get in touch with her? But Warren wasn't the only one to slip up, because listen.
And he's on the phone with Cito, and he's trying to get them on the phone. And as he stated in the moment, he's like, Cito's just asking all these dumb questions. I can't figure out what's going on. And so finally he hangs up.
Asking what your coordinates is. Asking how far the fucking water is. And again, we showed y'all in the past couple of days those videos where this motherfucker is saying that video / picture that they've been playing, or them on the boat, supposed to be at the same time that Wyatt is calling Cito, is no fucking water on the boat. Who birthday in 3 hours? Miss Mary's or Miss Bridget James? Not you a cookie being Leo, child.
And after the trim to the motor started to work again. So they manually trim it down by the buttons on the motor, trimmed it down, and some electronics started to come back on, and they got the boat.
Hey, Paulette. Oh, yeah, Marcellus is the 15th. Not you a day after Cookie, child. Oh, Cookie coming down there and party with you? Not 61 where? Period. We partying on your channel tomorrow. Let me know. I'm gonna have company over here, but I'm gonna pop in that mo.
The crank over, and they're like, all right.
With her. But Warren wasn't the only one to slip up, because listen.
And he's on the phone with Cito, and he's trying to get them on the phone. And as he stated in the moment, he's like, Cito's just asking all these dumb questions. I can't figure out what's going on. And so finally he hangs up, and after the trim to the motor started to work again. So they manually trim it down by the buttons on the motor, trimmed it down, and some electronics started to come back on, and they got the boat to crank over, and they're like, all right, unties.
So first off, Jax just proved that the boys put the phone on mute during the call with Cito, because I've listened to the entire 8-minute call, and at no point does they ever say anything about them asking all these stupid questions. Then he said,
also, too, if y'all was actively trying to figure out what's going on with the boat, why the fuck was your grandfather at the same time y'all was calling Cito, calling the captain to tell him not to send nobody out there? And again, if y'all were sinking, why the fuck didn't y'all call the Coast Guards first? Why y'all didn't call Cito first? Y'all called the grandfather, because how the fuck the grandfather even know that y'all was sinking? But again, it wasn't no fucking water on the boat.
After they hung up on the Cito, that's when it started working again, and they said, okay, untie us, implying that it had been tied up to the other boat the entire time. But we see in this video that they are hauling the line back in right here as he's on the phone.
And as y'all see right here, this is Wyatt on the phone. This is supposed to be Wyatt right here, right on the phone. Do y'all see any water on this fucking boat? When the Cito lady asked him, what was her name? Vicky asked him, how far up is the water? He said he didn't know. That's because there wasn't no fucking water on this damn boat.
See, you can see right here where the line is being pulled in from across the way where the boat is stationed. Meaning he had already hung up with Cito at that point, and he had to have been on the phone with someone else. And what we see here is, once again, we have an interview where they go into so much detail about stuff that doesn't fucking matter.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and first off explain a boat.
We fucking get how a bilge pump works. We get it by now. Stop fucking talking about the bilge pump. What we actually want to hear about is the multiple stops that were made before ending up back at the grandparents' house before they even took the boat to the boat dock. We want you guys to explain how the sea tow.
Paulette, I don't think that was really a hand or a foot or anything. I think that was I don't know what that was, but I don't think that's what it was, because I don't think that video was captured at the time when they were at the time that they're saying that on the 4th of July. I don't think that. And I also think that a lot of this stuff that they are putting out, they're putting it out so that people can see little stuff like that, so that they can, so the shit can just seem like a fucking circus. Really. So that stuff can seem like a fucking circus.
Was canceled by the grandfather on the captain's private line before you guys had even hung up with Cito. That's why nobody believes a fucking word that you are saying. Because I showed y'all yesterday how AI had clearly doctored these photos. If you missed it, look, silver pole. Look, no silver pole. It's actually white. And if you look at this picture in the grandparents' driveway of the Triton, you will see that the little handrails are not leaning over. You will see that the rails are going straight up and down and not leaning, which is why I also suspect that the identity of whoever this is was intentionally covered up. Because first off, who wears this weird swimsuit thing? This is somebody who, if they were with them, would have stood out in a crowd. But this woman who's in a red striped swimsuit with a white baseball cap shows up in a lot of different pictures, just oh so obscured. Here she is again, handing out beers on Bart's boat. So I personally suspect that whoever that was in fact on the Triton, and they used AI to change her clothing and to obscure her identity. Because I think this was either Warren's mother or Wyatt's stepmother, which would explain the older female voice people have said they've heard on the Cito. Because otherwise, why would he need to call his mother 8 times? Unless, according to his own words,
If you're motivated enough to do it, yeah.
because remember, there is a 4th boat out there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Holy fuck, I just accidentally stumbled onto something that literally is concrete proof. Oh my God, next video coming. Oh my God! Where we had left off, Warren had already called Miss...
Did she put it out?
Guys, I have tried 3 fucking times to show you guys what I found and what they were hiding on the boat. Straight up, I was wrong about my theory about the Triton. The Triton was definitely there the whole time. It's the same boat. It's Jerry's boat. But I figured out what they were hiding, and they won't let me show you. And this is just so frustrating, and I'm tired. I just want to stop for the night. So it looks like you guys will have to wait till tomorrow. Hopefully you'll see this video. Guys, I have tried 3 fucking times.
And this lady, like, she broke down a lot of shit in this video. Like, this girl has been, I don't know if she was like a hacker or something that the FBI need to come and down find, but this girl is on to a lot of fucking things. 1 second. Let me share this right here. And this Paulette just sent me this. Okay, let me share this.
That his mother was at Horn Island too, right? You didn't just admit this.
Realistically, you could. You could. If you want to sit, if you're motivated enough to do it, yeah. Like, I made a phone call to my mom, and I had to call her like 8 times before she picked up, because either her service was bad, she was on the back side of the aisle on the south side, or my service was bad, and it was just hard to get through. But like if I went and posted a video on Snapchat, like honestly, I don't think it would like either post or send to somebody. I think I sent my buddy where we were at, a buddy of mine. I was like, hey, come meet us, and I sent him a video, and he was like, dude, I couldn't get a hold of you all day. And like that explains the point. Like I sent him a video where we were at, and it never sent until I got inshore because I had to.
Did you hear that? Was she at Horn Island? Because he said he tried to call her, but she was on the backside of the island. Let me hear this one more time.
I mean, you could.
Not really. No.
You could be
realistically. You could.
You could if you want to sit. If you're motivated enough to do it, yeah. Like I made a phone call to my mom, and I had to call her like 8 times before she picked up because either her service was bad, she was on the back side of the aisle on the south side. I had to call her like 8 times before she picked up because either her service was bad, she was on the back side of the aisle on the south side. I had to call her like 8 times before she picked up because either her service was bad, she was on the back side of the aisle on the south side. But like if I went and posted a video on Snapchat, like honestly, I don't think it would like either post or send to somebody. I think, I sent my buddy where we were at, a buddy of mine. I was like,
you guys tell me, let me know what you think. Was he talking about the 4th of July or was he talking about another occasion? Because you know they'll answer this back on the next interview and say that was another occasion. Boy, it's so many things like that in the interview that I caught. It's crazy, guys. But let me know below, was he talking about 4th of July on Horn Island? Because if so, we need to talk to his mother, see did she see anything? Crazy.
All right. And speaking of the mother, so here I just found it. Let me share this. I want to know if I'm going to be able to. 1 second. I'm going to see if I can go to my photo. I thought I screenshotted this the other day. Maybe I didn't. Because this is messages. Warren's mother was on, his real mother, his biological mother, not the stepmother, was on Horn Island that day, and she said it, and also her name is Katie as well. I'm just going to screenshot this. See if I can make it a little bigger. I'll blow it up once I get it over here. But yeah, Warren's mother was there, and that make you also wonder too, why the fuck was she there and all the motherfucking kids was drinking? And again, even if there was some type of drowning, they're covering it up or accident, they're covering it up because all of those kids, they have underage drinking. And if Nolan was in fact drinking or drunk or whatever, and he drowned, it's whoever purchased that motherfucking alcohol for him they're liable for it. Let me send it to my email to see if it'll be bigger. See if I can share from there. But yeah, these are the messages, and let me just read these messages, and then we're gonna head up out this mall. Okay. If it's gonna come through. Where the heck is my other email? The heck is taking so long? One second. Don't let me find out she the infamous. Exactly, TB. That's why I said I'm starting to think that it's the motherfucking that is that damn Katie. It's taking a hell of a long time to come through. Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to do the picture. 1 second. Okay, I can read that. Let me share it. Okay. So this is his mother, Katie Hudson Seymour. Okay. And it says she's talking to this guy. His name is Boogie Lowdown. Sunday at 11:26 p.m. So I'm assuming that this is July 5th. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Roldown. I am Warren's mother, the woman you have been talking about on Facebook and posting pictures of our family. I am here to tell you that we all Nolan and are all deeply distraught. Not when y'all motherfuckers was calling the police on his damn daddy and them friends instead of going out with them to try to find out where the fuck Nolan was at. You had a boat, bitch. Your Boogie Lowdown information is not correct. And I ask you to please stop posting about Warren and our family. My son did not ride out with him, nor did he come back with him. The boat that Nolan was supposed to get on, Wyatt boat. Now they throwing Wyatt under the bus. Wyatt boat. He repeatedly asked Nolan to get on boat at 5 when it was time to leave. Not saying that they had any problems on the boat or shit. Just it was time to leave. But Nolan wanted to stay with a girl and their boat was parked next to his. I'm assuming next to Wyatt's boat. But again, Katie, how the fuck you know all this shit? But she said here at 5, he repeatedly asked Nolan to get on boat at 5 when it was time to leave. But Nolan wanted to stay with the girl, and their boat was parked next to his. So if Katie and them boat was parked next to Wyatt and them boat, then if Katie, like, she heard them saying, stay on, get on the boat, and she walked off, y'all was on the next boat. But listen, he was insistent about staying with this girl. Hey, Miss Gloria Lacey. Wyatt asked him several times to please get on the boat, and people heard him. What do you mean people heard him? If you was there and you repeating this shit, so that means you heard him as well? It wouldn't be people. I even heard him. That's what she would say. I even heard him say that. My son loves him and would never in 1,000,000 years leave him. Explanation point. Warren does not even have a boat. Bitch, y'all had a boat. Nolan has been our house, I guess, to our house several times, and he is the sweetest friend. We all adore him. Again, when Wyatt asked for him to get on, he said he wanted to stay, and Wyatt's boat started to fill with water. As we know, the boat did not motherfucking have any water on it. Per the pictures that they put out, that they said they were fucking sinking, and that was the boat, the time that Wyatt was actively calling Cito. The boat didn't have any motherfucking water on it. Wyatt's boat started to fill with water. His boat ended up breaking down and was towed in. That ain't what they said. I don't know this girl that he wanted to stay with, but she just so happened to have the same name as you. I can just tell you, though, my son had nothing to do with it in any way, shape, or form. And matter of fact, do with what? That's what they were saying in the interview, too. We didn't have anything to do with it. Do with what? At this time, y'all just don't know where the fuck he at. He's missing. So to do with what? He's missing. I would think you would say, we don't know where the fuck Nolan at. He stayed with the girl. Ask her where he at. As a matter of fact, he was the first person that noticed he was missing. Do her and Warren want a fucking damn golden medal for acknowledging that Nolan was missing when he was supposed to have been off with the girl? So that means that he wouldn't have been missing. He was just off with the girl. And y'all just can't contact him because y'all got his motherfucking phone? Did they tell the police that shit? When they got back to their friend's house and he called his mother, the Coast Guard, and the sheriff's office, Warren is very responsible and always is keeping up with everyone else. We can't motherfucking tell because Nolan is gone. So he responsible because he called his mama and the Coast Guard and the sheriff, but yet they playing the mama to the left when she called him to report him missing, but he got action. Warren get action when he calling. And like I said, if y'all motherfuckers really didn't do it and wanted to really know what happened to Nolan, y'all will be pulling y'all fucking weight because it's clear y'all got all type of weight in this motherfucking town. So y'all will be pulling y'all fucking weight. Warren's motherfucking stepmother is a judge. Clearly his damn mother is a damn uneducated damn alcoholic probably, because I don't know if she can't even put two fucking words together, but I digress. But the mother, his stepmother, is a fucking judge. His father is a fucking doctor. He know a connect at the Coast Guard, but didn't call the Coast Guard when they were sinking. He called the sheriff. He called the Coast Guards. He called the sheriff's department. But they giving his mama the runaround. But they all in it on y'all end. I am confusion. And keeping up with everyone else. He was not on the boat again. Please stop hurting us. Bitch, if y'all don't stop playing this motherfucking victim shit, this the shit that's pissing me the fuck off. Me and my homegirls. Because what the fuck? Like every situation, can you not fucking make y'all the fucking victims? How is them talking about Nolan being with y'all and y'all probably had something to do with it? How the fuck is that hurting y'all if y'all didn't have shit to do with it? Why the fuck would that hurt y'all so damn much? And y'all imagine, this is just the 5th of July. Nolan wasn't even found yet. But you already playing fucking victim like somebody hurting you. Bitch, Christine them is fucking hurting. If you want to know what some hurt feel like, raggedy ass bitch. My son is beside himself. We can't tell. He should have been beside that motherfucking bow handle getting his sorry pigeon looking ass out there to look for Nolan. I've never seen him like this. Like we supposed to give a fuck. Imagine have you ever seen his parents like what? Go look at his fucking parents. I've never seen him like this before. And I ask you to please stop the blame. This is not the boy's fault. And this bitch got boys with an S on it and then apostrophe S. And you were married to a doctor? And what's not the boy's fault? Again, alluding to you know that he's dead. Nolan wanted to stay with this girl and was insistent. I asked you to take my picture down off of your wall and my son and won't, bitch. I wish I had your ugly ass mug. I posted on my shit. I brought my other son out there and I saw my son, Warren, briefly and took a picture that we were not out there with them longer than like 10 minutes. So you mean to tell me you was out there with a boat with your sons, both of your sons, underage drinking, drunk as fuck, because Warren said that his brother was drunk as fuck. So you are out there with your boys out there drunk as fuck, and they not supposed to be. You took a picture with them. Where the picture at? Oh, I guess that's what the person was posting. And now you were only there for 10 minutes. You let them drive back on the boat drunk when all the other kids that was on the fucking boat was drunk as well. You didn't see no fucking problem with that. And Warren, you didn't tell us that your brother was out there and he came with your mother now. You didn't tell us that, young man. You did not tell us that your brother was out there, that he had came via your mother. And y'all taking pictures. And also, too, y'all was taking pictures and shit, and you didn't notice they boat. You let your son leave on a boat that was sinking. When y'all out there on the boat, but you let your son go on a boat that was fucking sinking. Let's move on. I don't know how you're trying to link it together, all together. But I am just Warren's mom, and I love Nolan very much. He comes to my house several times, and I'm so sad. It just baffles me how these motherfuckers are talking about their relationship with Nolan as if their relationship and their experiences with him is more important than his own parents. They're not talking about, I can't imagine, like if my son like this, I can't imagine how his mother is. Y'all only talking about how y'all feeling about shit. And y'all only talking about how y'all feeling as it relates to people saying like y'all shit is not lining the fuck up. Please keep this down. Please keep this down and look for this on prayers finding him. I meant low down, not roll down. You meant a lot of shit that you put in this motherfucker you could have been correcting. Also, I just want to let you know this whole day we have been looking for him. He will start missing that fucking night. Y'all had boats that night. Even the person, the Ava girl house that Warren said that they went over to after they came back from the island, after they took some naps and shit like that. When they went to Ava's house, he said he was he didn't get in the pool with them, but he was talking to the girl's father about boating, which means that girl Ava's father probably had a boat as well. But y'all noticed Nolan was missing, but y'all couldn't rally up your troops to go out and look for him that night. Tell his parents, don't worry about it. I'm about to call my hookup at the Coast Guard. We about to get the boat up and we about to go out. We about to be out. Come on, y'all. I'm about to pull up, get y'all, or meet us at the dock. It has been devastating. I don't even know any of this was being said. Now, how you find this out, batch? I had friends with taking pictures of these messages. I am going to get off of social media. I was advised as this is very destructive. I just ask you, please take it down as I don't want us to get any more messages about this. Bitch. I ain't taking shit down. Ain't shit going down until the boy is found. Period. So I don't know. These people are ridiculous. They are seriously ridiculous. They don't have any logical fucking reasoning. They're attacking this boy's parents. and trying to make themselves victims when they're, like Christine said, y'all here, y'all can talk to y'all sons. Y'all can tuck them in at night. Y'all can wish them off and walk them off to college and take them off to school and shit like that. We can't do that no more with our son. And y'all want to continuously try to play victim as if somebody is doing something to y'all, or as if these fucking questions and shit is not reasonable questions. Y'all are fucking yourself. Y'all attorneys are so fucking cocky because they know that they got everybody in the town in the bag and ain't shit about to happen to y'all. So now y'all only goal is to try to shut down the public scrutiny, which is not fucking working because we ain't shutting the fuck up. Nobody's shutting the fuck up. So y'all can hang that up. Yeah, barbarians, Miss Mary White. I just had told them before you came in here, I like, y'all say a prayer for my Miss Mary White child. So yeah, so I'm just, it's sickening. It's honestly sickening that y'all keep doing this to this fucking family. If y'all didn't do anything, just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Because it was, I think that attorney that be on Willie D Live, he was saying how those kids, like, why the fuck are they even talking? Their attorney should not be letting them talk. Just like the attorney Tyler Cox said that he, in no way, shape, or form, when he allowed his client to take polygraphs, then you shouldn't be allowing them to sit around here and talk on these public platforms either. That's number one. But how the attorney on Willie D Live was saying that they shouldn't be letting these kids do these damn interviews and stuff like that. And if anything, they should be the ones that speaking to the public and stuff, because if they misstep and say something that's, not plausible, then they can always chalk it up to, well, I said that, I was mistaken. I thought they was talking about this. Hey, guys, servants, cook. I was talking about this, or I was talking about that, or whatever. So, it won't be held against the client like the client didn't say it. But by them out here, the boys out here doing interviews and shit like that, they're cementing their words. So they can always be used against them in the court of fucking law. And you see, it's very much so a lot of discrepancies in what the fuck they're saying. So when that attorney said that shit last night or the day before on Nancy Grace's video, where he said that video that they was posting, when she asked when was that video taken, and he said around 4:30 July 4th, he said that. Nobody else wouldn't say it. Officer Ruckus wouldn't say it. They wouldn't provide the metadata or nothing. So that attorney, he can always say, well, I thought she was talking about this, or I thought she was talking about the CETO call. He can always say something and backtrack it. But by the boys saying certain stuff, that's why I think he said that. So that because he know that he can backtrack what he said. But them boys, if someone of them say that shit, they can't backtrack what the fuck they said. If they stamp that video at 4:30-ish on July 4th, that's their motherfucking ass. So I don't trust it. I don't trust it. So that's where we at. That's our time for today. Sorry I was late. Again, I might can come live tomorrow because I still want to go through them boys' interview. Because it looks like they're gonna be talking about they calling the police and all this shit. Which to me is crazy, because why? Why y'all scared? Why y'all calling the police and all this shit? And why was y'all tracking Nolan's phone after y'all gave it to the parents? Why the fuck was y'all still looking at his location when y'all know the parents had the phone? Y'all will see them. They about to come and fuck y'all up. Yeah, so that's strange to me. I know. I'm gonna get on Crump team. I'm gonna get on Crump team. Is being Crump married? Y'all let me know. See if I have to get Cookie and Stepdaddy up in here. Child. I'll be a civil rights attorney's wife and fight for the rights, okay? Period. But y'all let me know. In the meantime, y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make y'all to give me comments in the comment section. Please be respectful because I don't want to have to cuss nobody out in the damn comment section, okay? But y'all have a good rest of y'all day, and I might see y'all probably Sunday. I don't know about tomorrow, but maybe Sunday. All right? And bye.
Welcome to Tater Tot Lane, come ride with me. Hot tea, real talk, yeah, that's the key. So tune in. Let's talk about it.